Good morning to all. Hope you are keeping well. So we are moving to the very new topic, that is thermodynamics. So we'll write the heading of the chapter. It is thermodynamics. A very important chapter in case of physical chemistry. So it is not only here in first year physical chemistry it is important, but it is also important in case of second year also. So whichever topic you are going to deal in physical chemistry, here afterwards you'll be having some or the other concept of thermodynamics. You can feel the involvement of thermodynamics in it. So in higher studies at least it is a very important topic. But in second year also, in case of physical chemistry, we'll be coming across with this concept here and there. So thermodynamics. So before moving to the actual topic, so we shall see, so where all it is important or the applications of this thermodynamics, we shall see that first. So then the chapter will be more interesting. Because if you know that where all you can use this concept, so after that, there will be some interest in learning the concept also. So that's why where all we are going to use. You might have heard about the rocket launching. So nowadays it is very common that even in the normal YouTube channels or YouTube, some sites will be getting. So regarding the concepts of rocket launching. So in case of rocket launching, so we have observed that a fuel will be fed to the rocket, and because of burning of that fuel, a large amount of heat is produced, as well as a large amount of gas is getting expelled. So because of which the rocket will be lifted up or it will be launched. So what exactly we can't experiment. We can't put some fuel into the rocket. We can't just ignite it, or we can't just burn it, and we can't check whether the rocket is launched or not. So all these calculations, how much amount of fuel has to be taken, and with the help of that fuel, if that fuel is burnt, so due to the burning of that fuel, how much amount of energy is liberated? Energy liberated. That liberated amount of energy can uplift. So, or upthrust we can tell. Upthrust or uplift the weight of a rocket. All these calculations we are going to do with the help of thermodynamics. So amount of fuel we are going to burn, with the help of that burnt fuel, some amount of energy is liberated. With the help of that energy which is liberated, which is going to lift the weight of the rocket, and the rocket will be launched. All these calculations on paper, it will be done with the help of thermodynamics. Clear? So the rocket launching, where the calculated amount of rocket will be having some amount of weight. That weight will be calculated, and to lift that weight, how much amount of upthrust or energy is required, and the amount of energy which has been liberated, to liberate some amount of energy, how much fuel is required. So how much amount of fuel we need to burn. And if it is in doing all these things, so the rocket is launched or it is uplifted, with what velocity it is going to uplift or it is going to come out. So all these things we can calculate with the help of thermodynamics. That is a very scientific one. This concept is a very scientific one, which is beyond your imagination. So the most one more what application will take. So that application is regarding automobile. You will be most updated in this regard. So you might have heard nowadays it is a racer bike, which is launched by Kawasaki. So that is Kawasaki Ninja H2R. So the top speed of that automobile or that bike is, top speed is around 400 km/h. So generally we have, so it is of what a Razor bike. Let me write that one also. Razor bike. It is of Kawasaki Ninja H2R. New version it is. So that is what until here we might have heard. Until last year we might have heard about 175, 125, uh, 200, and until 300 also we have heard. So this is a new one, that is the 2020-21 model. So which has a top speed of 400 kilometer per hour. Every step of advancement in the case of automobile is completely based upon thermodynamics. So the thermodynamics helps us in the advancement of what are these Razor bikes or automobiles we can consider. So the top speed of this one is 400 kilometer per hour. This advancement, how the engine works, how the fuel is, how much fuel is fed, or how to increase the capacity of engine. So all these things can be understood by the help of thermodynamics. So thermodynamics helps us in understanding all these concepts. As I said earlier, it is beyond your imagination. So we shall take up a few normal routine examples. That is a cup of hot coffee is kept in a room temperature, is kept on table in a room temperature. So if you check after some time, if you check after 5 or 10 minutes, so the coffee is turned out to be cold. A cup of hot coffee we have kept on the table in room temperature. So that is an open cup we have kept. After some time, if you check, the coffee has turned out to be cold. So there is the process which is involved, so which can be understood with the help of thermodynamics. Likewise, the sweating of human body. Sweating of human body. And drying of clothes. All these things involves the presence of, or all these concepts can be understood with the help of thermodynamics. So thermodynamics has a clear-cut explanation for all these things. So what is that thermodynamics? So we have seen, so it is right from our kitchen to our rocket launching. There is an involvement of thermodynamics. So that means that how much it is important to understand these concepts. It is not only regarding chemistry or regarding PU1 and PU2. It is also very important to understand the concept of thermodynamics in our either regular day-to-day life, or to our in the case of automobiles, so to update ourselves, so we need the knowledge of thermodynamics. So next we'll move on to actually what is this thermodynamics. We'll move on to, it was the word which was given by mechanical engineers first actually. So the mechanical engineers has used this word and they have given the the meaning for this word. Thermo means it is heat. So let me write that once again. It is thermodynamics. So thermo is nothing but it is heat. So dynamics indicates that it is motion. So that is in case of either automobiles or in case of according to mechanical engineers. So we can say that we are going to take a fuel which will be burnt in presence of air or in presence of oxygen, because of which energy is liberated. That energy, liberated energy, will make the engine to work or machine to run. If at all, if this is considered in case of an automobile or in case of an vehicle, A fuel is being taken and it is burnt in presence of oxygen. Amount of energy is liberated. Gas is going to expand, because of which the vehicle is going to move. The vehicle is going to move. That is what this is related to. Clear? But the thing is, it was due to the mechanical engineers we got this word, but now it has different ways of expressing that one, or different way of defining that one. So now itself, if you consider, a fuel is nothing but it is having chemical energy in it. It is with the chemical energy. Let us consider it as an vehicle itself. Fuel, it is consisting of chemical energy, so which has been burnt in oxygen, and after that you are going to run your engine or machine is going to work, or your vehicle is going to move. So that movement of vehicle is nothing but we call that one as mechanical work. We call that one as mechanical work. So you can observe here. So it is a fuel is nothing but it is a chemical energy. Work is also a form of energy. So a chemical energy is being transferred into mechanical work. It is being converted into another form of energy. So we can say that one form of energy is being transferred into another form of energy. So here we have taken some amount of fuel, one glass of fuel we have taken. We have burned that one, and we'll get mechanical energy. Not like that. We have a particular, we need to burn, or we need to involve, or we need to include a particular amount of energy. So a particular amount of fuel we need to take. Then only a mechanical work is absorbed. Likewise, in case of rocket also, we need to burn a particular amount or calculated amount of fuel to uplift the rocket. Likewise, here also, in case of any vehicle or in case of any automobile, a particular amount of fuel we need to burn, or a particular amount of chemical energy, it is being converted into a mechanical work or a particular amount of another form of work. That means that there is an relationship between these energies through quantitatively, or a particular specific amount it is mentioned. So the specific amount, we can call that one as quantitative relationship. So thermodynamics involves the, so it is involving the a form of energy is being converting into another form, and they are quantitatively they are related. So we can just sum up our definition. It was the earlier one. We have modified according to us. So that modified or the complete definition of thermodynamics is it involves the energy transfer. Energy is transferring from one form to another form. So energy transfer from one form to another. And how they are related? They are quantitatively related. They are quantitatively related with one another. So the thermodynamics is a study of science which involves the energy transfer from one form to another and their quantitative relationship between them. So that is what thermodynamics means. So it is just an example what I have taken here. So fuel we are going to burn in presence of oxygen, either machine runs or what a vehicle moves. So that movement, either engine working or machine running or vehicle moving, is nothing but it is mechanical work. Mechanical work is done by the help of chemical energy. So one form of energy is being transferred into another form of energy, and there is an quantitative relationship. We are calculating, in each step we are calculating how much amount of energy is required, or how much amount of fuel we need to burn to run a machine for 1 hour, to run a vehicle for 1 hour. So all these quantitatively they are related. So the definition is what we can write the definition as thermodynamics. Thermodynamics definition will write, it is the branch of science which deals with the study of different forms of energy. Different forms of energy and the quantitative relationship between them. Is called thermodynamics. This is what the definition is. So thermodynamics is the branch of science. It is not only for chemistry, it is for the science it is. So it is the branch of science which deals with the study of different forms of energy and the quantitative relationship between them is called thermodynamics. But here in this today's class, what we are going to discuss is we are going to restrict our studies. We are going to restrict our studies regarding only chemical processes. We are restricting our studies only towards the chemical processes or reactions or chemical reactions. So that's why we are naming that one. We are naming that one as chemical thermodynamics. So we are naming that one as chemical thermodynamics because we are confining our study only to chemical processes or reactions. So that's why we are naming the further topics, whatever we are going to study, that one as chemical thermodynamics. So next we'll move on to the importance of thermodynamics. So why we need to study? Already we have studied about the application, where all it is involved we have studied. So now we are going to discuss about the importance. So what does it indicates? Why it is so important in physical chemistry, among physical chemistry? It is one of the important topic I said. So why it is important? We shall see. So it helps in determining the feasibility of the reaction. So this is a very important word, feasibility of reaction. So feasibility of reaction indicates that. So that is if you are taking, let us consider we have taken a reactant A and we have added a reactant B to it. Whether this reaction will take place or not. So without adding A and B, like in laboratory, without adding the reactant and checking, so we can check this one on paper with the help of the knowledge of thermodynamics. So whether this reaction will give rise to the product C or not. So that tells us, I mean that knowledge, whatever the knowledge, whether the reaction is taking place or not, it is being given by thermodynamics. So it is not like any reactant, if you add any two reactants, they will be adding and you'll get product. It is not like that. So there should be some force. There should be some driving force should be there. Then only the reaction, then only the reactants will react with one another and the product is formed. So whether the reaction will take place or not. So that is being said by, that idea will be given by thermodynamics. So whether the reaction will take place or not, so that is what feasibility means. Whether the reaction is taking place, whether the reaction will happen between any two reactants or not, is given by the thermodynamics. That knowledge is given by thermodynamics, and whether the reaction is taking place or not is nothing but the word feasibility. Whether the reaction is feasible or not, whether the reaction is taking place or not. So that idea will be given by the thermodynamics. Okay. Next point. So it helps in predicting the extent of a reaction. That is, let us think, we have taken, this is the reaction. Now the reaction is taking place. A and B, if you add, you are getting product. So the reaction is feasible. So let us think, we have taken some 1 kg of A we have taken. So 1 kg of B we have added to it. So the entire amount of A won't react with entire amount of B, and it won't give rise to the entire. The reaction may not be complete. So let us think, we have taken 1 kg, but so in that half kg of A is reacting with half kg of B, and it is forming some half kg of C it is forming. Okay. So when it is undergoing the process, the reaction has attained to equilibrium. This amount of reactant is done, and this amount of reaction is done, and this amount of product is formed, and this is what called extent of reaction. Either we can tell that one in terms of percentage also. Let us consider 50% of reaction is done. This percentage, this amount of reactant and product indicates the extent of reaction, or the percentage of reaction. It tells us that this amount of reaction is done, this extent of reaction is done. So thermodynamics tells us about the extent of reaction at which the reaction is going to attain equilibrium. That is, before attaining equilibrium, how much amount of reactant is being converted as a product. So that is being said by, or that idea will be given by thermodynamics. That is what called extent of reaction. So thermodynamics tells us whether the reaction will take place or not. If at all, if the reaction is taking place, then at what amount of reactant being converted as product, the reaction will attain to equilibrium. That idea also will be given by, so what are thermodynamics? Next, the third point. So what are all the importance of thermodynamics we are checking? So it helps in determining the energy changes. Energy changes involved in chemical reaction, or involved in any process, involved in a process. Since we are dealing with chemical reaction, we can directly consider as a chemical reaction itself. So whether the reactant is absorbing energy, or during the formation of product some amount of energy is liberated or what. So all these things. So if a reaction is taking place means, so what are all the energy changes it is involved in the process will be given. Will that amount of energy, how much amount of energy is absorbed, or how much amount of energy is liberated, all these idea will be given by thermodynamics. So thermodynamics tells us about whether the reaction is taking place or not. If at all, if the reaction is taking place, then how much amount of reaction is taking place before attaining equilibrium. How much amount of product is formed, or how much amount of reactant is being converted as product. So before attaining to equilibrium, that is what called extent of reaction. That is being explained by thermodynamics, and it also tells us about the energy changes which is involved in a process, or which is involved in a chemical reaction. So all these things regarding any reaction is being given by the thermodynamics. Thermodynamics gives us the entire idea before performing the experiment. We can come to know whether the reaction is whether the reaction will take place or not. Next we'll move on to limitations. So where all it can't be, which all points it can't explain, we shall see. So what importance we have seen, whether the reaction is going to take place or not, and the energy changes, extent of reaction we have studied. Now limitations we are going to study. Limitations we are going to study. The limitations is it is applicable to macroscopic system. Macroscopic system and not to microscopic. That is, let us consider we have taken a beaker. In that we have added some amount of water to it. Some half liter of water we have taken. And we are going to heat that one. We are going to heat that one. If it is heated, let us consider we have we are going to heat that one, and how much we have heated is some 100 joules of energy we have supplied to it. 100 joules of energy we have supplied to it, and we have heated that one. So thermodynamics helps us in telling, so it was some E energy. Let us consider initially in the beginning, before heating, the energy of this beaker or the energy of water which has been taken in a beaker is E. To that we have added some 100 joules, and now it had become, earlier it was E, and to that it had become now 100 joules. E plus 100 joules. Okay. So in this is being said by thermodynamics. Thermodynamics doesn't tells us each particle how much it has absorbed. It tells us as a whole. So we have taken some half liter. So half liter of water has absorbed 100 joules, or as accepted, has absorbed 100 joules of energy or 100 joules of heat. But each particle, each water molecule in this, how much it has absorbed, it is not going to tell. Each molecule comes under microscopic. This entire half liter which has been taken in a beaker comes under macroscopic. So it tells us about the macroscopic change. So it doesn't tells us about each particle how much, each smaller particle how much it has absorbed. It doesn't tells us about that one. Clear? So that is, it is applicable to as a system, as a whole. It tells us. It determines about the whole changes, whole system, whole reaction, how much amount of energy change has been taken place. Not to a single particle or not to a smallest particle. That is one of the limitations. Next, next limitation. So next limitation is it doesn't tells us about the speed of the reaction. It doesn't tells us about the, it can't predict. Can't predict the speed of the reaction. Speed of the reaction or time taken. Speed in the sense time only. So it is time taken to reach equilibrium, or time taken for the reaction. Okay. So this point, this is very, very important. So if at all, if you consider a reaction, let us consider a reaction between hydrogen and oxygen. It is H2 reacting with half O2. It has to give rise to H2. The reaction will take place. So we have, you can say that, and hydrogen is in the atmosphere. In the atmosphere, oxygen is also there. If at all, if the reaction reaction is taking place means, then if you sit in any room, around you hydrogen is also there, around you oxygen is also there. It should react with one another. It should give out water. But it is not happening. That means that the reaction is very, very slower. The reaction is very slower. Some 10 years or some 12 years, if you keep hydrogen and oxygen gas in a container, the reaction may take place and it can give rise to OH2O. Thermodynamics only says that the reaction is taking place. The reaction between hydrogen and oxygen will take place. It doesn't tells us the speed of the reaction. So in actual we can say that if hydrogen and oxygen is taken in a container, it takes some 10 years or some 12 years for the reaction to take place and water will be formed. That is what the reality is. But thermodynamics only tells us about whether the reaction is feasible or not, whether the reaction will take place or not. It doesn't tells us about the speed of the reaction. It doesn't tells us about the how much amount of time it should what it will take to reach equilibrium. That doesn't tells us what thermodynamics that doesn't gives us any idea regarding this one. So if the same reaction, if it has to take place immediately, then you need to supply some amount of electric discharge and electric energy has to be supplied. So electric discharge or electric energy, if it is electricity, if it is supplied, then immediately hydrogen gas will react with oxygen and it is going to give rise to OH2O. So if it is only kept for years together, then also the reaction won't take place. So unless and until if you supply this energy, reaction will take place years together to complete or years to form a product. So if electric discharge is produced or it is going to be supplied, then the reaction will take place immediately. The reaction will give rise to a product. So it is applicable to macroscopic system and it doesn't predict the speed or it doesn't tell us about the speed of the reaction. These are the two limitations. So in our next class, we'll move on to the important terms which are involved in the thermodynamics chapter.